Good evening. It's Natalie with my video of the day. Thank you so much for those of you who watch these videos, who express your acknowledgement of watching it, letting me know how you feel about them. It really means a lot to me and it motivates me to want to create more of these videos. I know we live in a timing that in person classes are not as easy and doable. So it's a nice way to be able to use the social media to do our talks and our connection and being able to give out the information that I feel that's so dear in my heart. So one of the things I was thinking about many times when women are married and they've been married for many years, a lot of feelings comes up for us as far as like expectation of an ideal of what we thought marriage was going to be like and the actuality of what it is and the reality of where we're holding when we go through life hoping and dreaming for another person to make us feel good, another person to make us feel valuable, another person to make us feel loved, it's a very, very draining experience because we are waiting for the acknowledgement of the other to feel good about ourselves. Enmeshment, which is a characteristic trait what Bowen uses, which is this like enmeshment of like this oneness that there's no separation, that whatever the mother feels, the child needs to feel, that they kind of like think together, work together, and everything is about this oneness that it's not very healthy because the child doesn't learn to ever have an individuation of a separation of who they are themselves and who their parent are. They feel like they always have to be enmeshed with another. And then what happens is there's also a lot of like black and white thinking of that, well, if you love me, then you won't do this. If you care about me, then you will do that. So the child grows up not really realizing what they want, what they don't want, what their desires are, and they're very enmeshed into trying to just please and they become people pleaser. Enmeshment is not only a relationship that exists between a child and a parent. Enmeshment can also happen in a relationship when the individual doesn't have a sense of solid self, where there's no confidence, no self-esteem, no sense of who I am. You could fall apart and kind of like break apart when you are not being acknowledged for your goodness. So it's more like I think to myself, it's like the balloon versus a tree. A balloon gets impacted by whatever wind comes along, whereas a tree, the leaves might move around, but the tree trunk will never move. The tree has roots and is stable and connected to where it is unless there's a tornado. But usually, wind does not make the tree move around. So we cannot control the people around us. We cannot control how people talk to us. We cannot control how people view us, how people think about us. But what we could control is our personalizing of the information they are giving. If we are brought up in a family that was very enmeshed, sometimes we end up repeating that pattern and kind of like glorifying what the spouse says or like what, that person that we're enmeshed with at this stage of our life, that whatever they say and don't say kind of like make us fall apart like that balloon just goes with the wind, where we need to get to a point of creating that stability and the solid self and the confident within ourselves, that all we need in this world really is not much. Like we need to know that the need we have is our need with connection with our higher self, our spiritual self, and everything else is an add-on to our life. When we go through life like this, to realize that seriously, genuinely, when we use the word need, I need my children. I need my husband. I need my wife. I need my sister. I need this. I need that. What we do is we limit our capacity of creativity because we're thinking that we are limited. If that person is not there, I cannot function as who I am. And this can really mess with us and ruin our outlook on life. But when we come to a point of the solid self, of knowing that really, really all I need is myself and my connection to the higher power, and everything else is an add on. When we get to that point, we don't live a life of expectation, we don't live a life of demand, we don't live a life of kind of like hopelessness because why isn't this person doing that for me? Why isn't that person doing that for me? If this person cared about me, I would be like this. And whatever we think in our mind becomes our reality. And what we tend to do is we hyper focus on things that we want that's not there and overlook the things that we do have. Whereas it needs to be the opposite. Whatever is. And if it's a painful experience, why do I keep visiting it? What I need to do is just have awareness and put it aside and put my focus of building myself and all the abilities and the qualities and the wonderful things God has given me. And people who have a better sense of the solid self do not become as reactive, do not fall apart, do not go into pieces, do not like get all worked up because people have opinions of them that might not be so kind and caring. They're able to just hear it out and, like a wave, let it pass by like a strong tree. So remember this message. Next time you think to yourself, what do I need? We don't need much. What we need is our connection with God and our higher power to strengthen our inner self, and the rest is oxygen, water, and making the best of life and our health. What we need is health and a good outlook on life. Thank you for watching. Do not sell your days and your minutes short by expecting others to make you happy, to make you love, to make you feel valuable. Take the key back into your own hands.